Right now, at this very second, there are systems in place capable of tracking exactly where you go. They know where you are, where you've been, and where you're likely to go next. Every step we take in the modern world leaves a digital shadow. It's not just about apps or marketing companies anymore. It's about a much larger, more invisible network. At a larger scale, these same technologies can be used to monitor entire populations simultaneously. It is the most comprehensive surveillance apparatus in human history. So how does this actually work? Is it a single master system or a web of smaller ones? And how much of your movement is really yours? To understand the power of this technology, we have to look back at why it was created. It wasn't built for surveillance, it was built for service. GPS navigation, emergency response, and traffic management systems are the backbone of a functioning modern society. They save lives every single day. When you call for help in an emergency, it's these tracking systems that allow responders to find you in the middle of nowhere. It is technology serving humanity. But every bit of convenience comes with a trade-off. The same tools that guide you home are also recording the journey, and that data has value. Let's start with the most famous layer, GPS, the Global Positioning System, a network of satellites maintained by the US Space Force. Your phone doesn't send signals to these satellites. Instead, it acts like a silent listener, timing the signals it receives from at least 4 satellites to calculate your location. This is called trilateration. It relies on atomic clocks so precise that even a billionth of a second error could throw your location off by several miles. But GPS has weaknesses. It requires a clear line of sight to the sky. Inside a deep basement or under heavy foliage, the signal can vanish entirely. That's where the second layer comes in, cellular networks. Your phone is in constant communication with nearby towers, even when you aren't using it. As you move, your phone hands over its connection from one tower to the next. This creates a rough map of your movements over time. By measuring the signal strength from 3 or more towers, providers can approximate your location within a few hundred meters. This is known as cell site location information. Historically, this data has been used by law enforcement to track suspects after a crime has been committed, but the sheer volume of this data is growing. Then there is the invisible web of Wi-Fi. Your phone is constantly sniffing for nearby networks, even if you never click connect. Every router has a unique identifier. Companies like Google and Apple have mapped these identifiers to physical locations using specialized vehicles. This is how your phone knows exactly which floor of a shopping mall you are on. Even when GPS can't penetrate the roof, Wi-Fi mapping is incredibly precise. In some retail environments, even smaller devices called Bluetooth beacons can track your movements within inches, identifying exactly which products you look at. But what if you leave your phone at home? The physical world has its own set of eyes, license plate readers, and facial recognition cameras. Automated license plate readers, or ALPRs, can scan thousands of cars every minute. They create a searchable database of every vehicle's travel history. Facial recognition technology is the next frontier. By mapping the unique geometry of your face, systems can identify you in a crowd without you ever saying a word. The argument for these systems is often public safety, finding missing persons or stopping criminals. But the question remains, who holds the keys? Then there are the apps. We often volunteer our data in exchange for free services. Weather apps, games, and social media platforms. Many apps request always-on location access. This allows them to collect data on where you sleep, where you work, and where you spend your weekends. This data is then bundled and sold by data brokers. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry that operates almost entirely in the shadows. Individually, these data points are just noise, but when they converge, they form a perfect, high-resolution picture of your life. With enough historical data, algorithms can now predict your future movements with uncanny accuracy. They know where you're going before you do. This is the real power of modern tracking, aggregation. By looking at millions of people at once, patterns emerge that no individual could see. Governments use this to manage traffic, plan infrastructure, and, in some cases, monitor the pulse of political movements in real time. No single system tracks everything, but multiple systems, working in concert, can reveal the movement of an entire nation. It is a total view. How accurate is it? With the advent of 5G and localized Wi-Fi positioning, tracking is no longer measured in blocks, but in centimeters. Indoor positioning systems can track you through buildings, even where traditional GPS fails. There are fewer and fewer places left to hide. It's easy to feel overwhelmed, but it's also important to have a reality check. Not every system is malicious, and not every movement is watched. The sheer volume of data is a hurdle. Processing the location of billions of devices every second requires massive energy and computing power. In many countries, legal guardrails and privacy laws like GDPR provide a layer of protection against indiscriminate surveillance. The battle is ongoing. Most data collected is anonymized, stripped of your name. However, researchers have shown that a few unique data points can often re-identify an individual. You aren't powerless. Taking control of your digital footprint starts with awareness and a few simple adjustments to your daily habits. Go into your phone settings, turn off location services for apps that don't need it. You'd be surprised how many are watching for no reason. Audit your permissions. If a flashlight app or a calculator is asking for your location, it's a red flag. Delete what you don't trust. Limit background data. Not only does this stop apps from tracking you when you aren't using them, it also saves your battery and data plan. Sometimes the best privacy is simply stepping away. Technology is a tool, but we are the ones who decide when and how to use it. The future of privacy will be defined by the choices we make today. As technology evolves, so must our understanding of its impact on our lives. Technology has made the world more connected than ever before. We can talk to anyone, anywhere, at any time, but that connection comes with visibility. Not everything is watching you, but many systems are constantly collecting information. It is the price of admission to the digital age. The more you understand how it works, the more control you have. You can navigate this world without being lost in the data, because in a world powered by data, awareness is the ultimate power. Stay curious, stay vigilant, and stay informed. In a world that never sleeps, the systems that watch it are always on. The question is, are you watching back? Thanks for watching this deep dive into the tech that shapes our world. I'm YG Tech, and I'll see you in the next one.